Good evening. I'm Leslie Knight, and I'm so happy to welcome you to the Evening of Lights and to thank you for your support of Lorenzo's House. In this season of gratitude, we are so grateful for our donors and friends, and of course, grateful for our passionate and dedicated founder and leader, Diana Coase. I'm grateful to Diana for asking me to serve on Lorenzo's House founding board, along with my other committed and inspirational colleagues. For me, this opportunity to help launch such a purposeful organization is a true gift, particularly after spending over 4 decades in the field of nonprofit aging services at Leading Age. I've known in my professional and personal life that there has been a huge gap in support services for families with a loved one suffering from Alzheimer's, but particularly for those with younger onset Alzheimer's, people from their mid-30s to mid-60s. And our nation has been so focused on a cure, with dollars primarily going to research, with little support for families and dedicated caregivers. And that is why Lorenzo's House was born, to meet this tremendous unmet need. Its mission is critical: to enrich and support those families who have a loved one living with younger onset Alzheimer's. With the powerhouse leadership of Diana Coase, the vision of empowering families living with younger onset Alzheimer's is becoming a reality. Through innovative youth programming and family networking, Lorenzo's House is beginning to make a difference for those dealing with this dreaded disease, offering support and hope to caregivers. And that is why we are here tonight. It is my honor and privilege to introduce our brightest light, founding executive director of Lorenzo's House, Diana Coase.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you so much. Thank you for the bright welcome. So grateful for your contributions already to Lorenzo's House. You are a call away. You have become a mentor. Your insight and wisdom has been incredible. And so I'm so thankful. Thank you for opening for us. Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming tonight to the Evening of the Lights here at Lorenzo's House. And it's kind of wild to be at a gala and an event and to be talking into a screen and to not hear anyone, but this is what we've got. So thank you for being here. I thought I'd start with the end in mind, which as an educator in my past, you always think about what are the outcomes for tonight? What do we want people to know 1 hour from now? And there are 3 things I want folks to know 1 hour from now. One is that there is so much good energy. There is such a force of so much love and information and knowledge. And that is now becoming Lorenzo's House, that's sustaining us against this disease. And I want people to know that that force is building, and you're going to see it tonight and you're going to feel it tonight in the voices of our people. I also want people to leave knowing that this mission is so important. This mission at Lorenzo's House is so important. It is so needed that we fill this gap, and we can do that. And then the final piece that I want you to walk away with, which is one of the key values at the Lorenzo's House, is gratitude. Our gratitude for everyone here. We live in a mindset of gratitude. I try every day to live in a mindset of gratitude, and I have so much heartfelt appreciation for the generosity that friends and family who are here with us tonight, experts in the field, families who are walking this journey are here tonight. I'm so grateful that you're joining tonight in your living rooms and your kitchens. Thank you for being here and walking with us. So strap in, get your glass of water or juice or bubbles or whatever, and we're gonna really have an interesting night. Thank you. I'm gonna open with sharing just a bit of the why Lorenzo's House, the compelling why we're doing this. My husband was diagnosed in 2017. We had at that time 2 young boys who were 11 and 14. And very quickly, I began to call this a diagnosis of the family, because it truly has a far-reaching impact. And suddenly what happened to our family, which seemed like overnight, because in our story, the condition was very aggressive with Larry. And it seemed like overnight our life changed. It seemed like overnight this new identity sort of became us, that we were the family with Alzheimer's. And it is such a big and heavy weight to carry. And to try to make meaning of all of that was what we were trying to do. And we were trying to grapple with the isolation families very quickly feel, with the stigma that families experience, and with the sorrow and the suffering that comes with this. And I quickly learned that there was a real clear care and connection gap for families who were younger, who were experiencing this isolation and this suffering and this stigma at this younger age, when we're still raising families, when we're mid-career. And while there were bright spots in different places, there was no hub, there was no central place where we as a community of younger onset families go to get support and to get innovative care. And so I found that there was a gap for my husband, a generational gap for some of the day programs that I was looking at. I felt there was no place where I could get support for our sons who were grappling with such a unique and niche disease in their home. And I was seeking support for myself to identify someone who could maybe walk my journey. While I had family and friends who were supportive and neurologists who were on our team, I couldn't connect. I wasn't connecting with people who shared my profile and understood my day-to-day journey. And what I realized finally is that there is just really, we are as a niche misunderstood and under-resourced. And so I imagined a place, I imagined a place that could fill this gap. And I imagined Lorenzo's house. And in imagining Lorenzo's house, we came up, in my head, I'm coming up with what and how this could really serve first my family, and then ultimately it could be a beautiful thing for others. And at Lorenzo's house, our tagline is "We bring light." Sort of it counters and flips the script. It shifts the narrative of what it sounds like when we hear Alzheimer's and dementia. So "We bring light at Lorenzo's house" is our tagline. Our mission is that we at Lorenzo's house empower families living with younger onset Alzheimer's through holistic supports. And so we are very niche in that, and it's taken us a while to get there, but our board, our thoughtful board, we've sort of decided that we'd really narrow in and focus on the younger piece, because of the story I'm sharing is not just my story, it's the story of so many others who are walking this journey and looking for resources for their family. So our holistic supports are our model. At Lorenzo's house, we have what we call our 4 rays. And our 4 rays are our youth initiatives, our Lorenzo's Angels, our Memory Academy, and our healing spaces. So our youth initiatives, and you're going to see a really wonderful video here in a bit, but it's really about creating an alliance and creating supports around specifically young children ages, birth to 20, birth to mid-20s. What we're finding now is tweens, teens, and younger adults that we're really finding that there's a community of need in those 3 areas. But that's our first ray, is our youth initiatives. Our second initiative is our Lorenzo's Angels, and that is a proven care. It's a proven model in another space, but it's our care partner to care partner mentor model, where we connect care partners with each other so that there's this sense of mentorship and support and walking this journey together, not alone. And then there is our innovative alternative traditional daycare, adult daycare, memory care, and it's personalized, and it's a place that is truly interactive, where our loved ones will go to learn and to grow and to experience. And then finally, we have what we call our healing spaces, our respite and healing spaces, and building out places where we can provide connection and knowledge, and also just wellness for families all around. So our 4 rays are what will serve this community and be the core of Lorenzo's house. I I I also say this in that Lorenzo's house, the vision for Lorenzo's house is that it will grow because of the stories and the voices of the youth, the care partner spouses, those who have been diagnosed themselves, that Lorenzo's house will be a labor of love, and the investment of the voices of everyone and the ideas of everyone is something that we're going to build together. And I really believe that. When I was making this transition and deciding that I would launch to go into Lorenzo's house, I think it's important to share with this community that I'm taking some of the skills and tools I've used in my previous career, 30 years in urban education, as a co-founder of an organization that grew from 40 students to 2,000 students, a network of charter schools. And I was a part of a team that did that work. So I have a sense of what it looks like to grow a model and to grow a vision and to grow a culture. So I thought, well, maybe I could do something in this space. We have made progress in this last year. So we launched a year ago. Now we're 11 months in, and we're really proud of our sort of progress timeline. And just a couple things that I'd like to share that I think are highlights this year. And this is just a snapshot that you probably can't see, but it shows sort of our trajectory of just smart activity. As we've built a board, a really thoughtful board, a national board, an international board. We have put together a website and a little bit of a brand, and we've really refined our mission. We've connected over the last 11 months with experts in the field, with so many families who are walking this journey, and have built out really thoughtful partnerships. We've held a youth camp this summer that attracted youth from all across the country. We launched our infrastructure for our Lorenzo's Angels component, which we will start in 2022. And then we launched, as you know, our 100 Days of Light campaign, our first ever fundraising effort, just to highlight a few. But that gives you a sense of the why of Lorenzo's house and the what we are doing at Lorenzo's house, and a bit of the progress that we've made this year. And I would like to now basically give you guys a sense and let us show you what progress looks like in our youth space, and then share with you and introduce you to someone who's going to give us also our care partner perspective. So first, I'm going to introduce you to Giovanna, and Giovanna is here. Giovanna is going to come to you from Los Angeles. She is nothing but love. When I met Giovanna, I asked her, and I asked this question a lot, what are your big dreams? And she said, well, I love that question, first of all. And she said, I want to know more about Alzheimer's than anyone. And this young woman had just graduated from USC, and I thought that was so incredibly inspiring. I said, I want to hang out with this young woman. And so she ended up joining forces and helping us with our youth camp. Giovanna, welcome.
Thank you so much, Diana. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm so glad the universe connected us. My name is Giovanna. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing this evening of light with us. I am 28 years old, but although I don't have a personal connection to Alzheimer's, I got into this space when I was 17 in high school, and I helped people, hundreds and hundreds of seniors affected with memory impairment. And that lived experience that I spent 6 years of my life doing, just really enjoying helping people who needed me most. It really catapulted me into the career of, wow, this disease is fascinating. I'm sure you don't really hear that a lot, but if you can think about it, it is kind of fascinating. And I really just wanted to find solutions, because a lot of people didn't have answers to questions that I had as a caregiver. I didn't know what was going on and why, because it is an invisible disease. So I made it my goal to find out as much as I can. And we all know that we can learn so much, and there's still so much more to learn. So I thought, well, let's get after it. So my dream is to travel around the world and educate people, masses and communities on the awareness and education I mentioned, and help them out, because this definitely takes a village. So I'm so glad we're all here tonight. I decided to pursue my master's in gerontology, which, for those of you who have never heard that word before, it's the study of aging. So I'm studying life and all of what we're doing right now today. And so building a world that I would want to age into and all the supports and policies that we need to get paid care leave, caregiver leave, to get more compensation for caregivers, benefits, all that good stuff. So it's a lot of work to do, but being here is a great first step, right? So I got involved with this organization called the Youth Movement Against Alzheimer's, and we call each other YMA for short, YMAA, and we're based out of Los Angeles, but we're actually across the nation in all these high schools and universities and colleges all across the United States. And so YMA provides a platform where we can talk about how we're affected by Alzheimer's, and it's literally the largest youth-led nonprofit for Alzheimer's awareness. So we are just this steadfast young group of people who are just like, this isn't an older person's disease, this affects all of us, and we want to create a future worth remembering. Through that organization, I got connected to Lorenzo's House, and that's why I'm so excited, because the more we get out there, the more we share our story, the more people meet who we are and what we believe in, the more we connect. And that's why I'm so excited to connect with Diana and you all this evening. I also had the privilege to work, to be involved with Lorenzo's youth camp over the summer. What an amazing experience I had seeing young people, youth, come together and unite, hear each other out and bond, because these young people have been affected personally. And through art, laughter, dance, music, wow, we had so much fun on our one-day camp. And we had people from Chicago Medicine come. We had Rush Hospital in the house, Yale University Art Gallery, Seth and Lauren Rogan from HFC, Laughter on Call even came. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of these amazing organizations, but they definitely are huge in the aging space. So let's hear about Light Club. Light Club came out of the youth camp, and Light Club was basically what the youth wanted as the next step, to bond, to meet, to connect and share struggles, successes, caregiving strategies among youth. So with that, I'm gonna segue into the video that we want to show you and share with you about the Light Camp that came out of the youth video camp.
When my mom was starting Lorenzo's House, I really thought it was important that if she was going to do this, we needed to have a youth camp, just for kids who have a parent diagnosed with younger onset Alzheimer's. A place where we could come together and feel understood and realize we're not alone. Lorenzo's Camp is a single-day virtual experience where we will unite through our common experiences, create meaningful art, share pieces of our stories, and exchange caregiving strategies. We will be heard and inspired from the energy of others who understand our journey.
One of the biggest things that I was so excited about from Lorenzo's Camp was that I got to meet so many more incredible teens or kids who all have parents with dementia, and we got to connect through our similar struggles.
Coming to this camp and talking to these other people that have been through similar things that I've been through, it made me open up more and share a little bit more than I would have shared with just the typical person that has never experienced it. And I feel like it's good to bring out those things, because you know, sometimes you have bottled up or hidden emotions that you never knew you had. And so for me, Lorenzo Camp brought those emotions and those feelings out.
We are honored to join forces with Lorenzo's House to bring art therapy techniques and art museum experiences to youth at the summer camp this year.
What an incredible experience with amazing young people. This is such a meaningful and empowering camp, and we are looking very forward to more collaborations.
The Lorenzo's House Foundation is built around helping others who have a loved one suffering from Alzheimer's. That includes letting kids share how they feel in certain summer camps.
Yeah, this camp was actually more interesting and thoughtful than I would have imagined. I do have to say that it was pretty cool to be able to meet Seth Rogen and Laura Miller Rogen. It was nice for them to come and show their support for the cause, and I do think that we should do this again. I think that this summer an online in-person hybrid camp would be great for everyone, myself included.
A few weeks after camp, campers were invited to come together and discuss what comes next. A few of us met with Diana and we thought of the Light Club. The Light Club is like a youth caregiver group with a twist of fun. We didn't want it to be anything too serious, nothing like therapy, just a place we could all come together and share our thoughts as we all go through something in common.
Light Club was even more amazing because we got to start meeting more regularly, and we started doing so many fun activities that we all participated in to either get our minds off of what was going on at home or just talk through all of our feelings and kind of connect on a deeper level. And one of the biggest things I hope that not only I get out of it, but others get out of Light Club is that we are not alone in this, and there's so many others out there that go through the same things that we do, and now we get to all meet and kind of connect on a deeper level and know that we have each other whenever we need them.
I like the music session where we played our instruments for the rest of the group, or we chose a specific song that we like and played it. It's easy to talk to the people about what's going on, and it's good to be able to talk to them since I can't really talk to my friends about this problem.
At Lorenzo's house, we create a virtual space where folks are able to connect and unite around a common story. And as a psychologist and a musician, it's my role to facilitate this space, and it's been a unique and profound privilege and pleasure.
It's good for me to have a place to go where I can talk to other people who kind of understand what I'm going through. In the same ways I'm looking for a community and for people to support me, I also want to be there to help support other people.
At the Light Club, I can share things that I wouldn't share anywhere else.
Connection, the love, the energy, the fun, the creativity, and the passion behind this club, it can really bring one's inner thoughts out and help them express themselves in a positive way.
The cool thing about Lorenzo's house is that we are building it. Our input matters, younger perspectives matter. We are building it for ourselves and for the kids who come behind us.
With our camp and our Light Club, we are building something that will support thousands of kids. This journey we're on is really hard and does not need to be lived alone. I think being united is better for everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Giovanna. And this video clip conveys and it just really illustrates the need. And of course, our kids are always the best compass, and we will continue to ask our kids where we go and what we should do next. So we are planning on 2022 summer camp, and the Light Club will continue in 2022 as well. And we plan to have 3 different groups, one for tweens, the one for teenagers, and the one for young adults. So very excited about that. The next piece that I want to share with you, we're calling it our care partner perspective. And I met Kimberly in May when she was signing her kids up for the summer camp, and she has become a true sister in this space. It's one thing you'll learn is that when you connect with people in this space, you become kind of instant siblings, like instant sort of warriors together, like we understand each other. And Kimberly particularly has been a real thoughtful partner in this space for me, and I appreciate her on a personal level. And I also asked if she would share insight about her experience and what she would want people to know about being a care partner spouse, and how Lorenzo's house can be of support on her journey. So this is 2 minutes that really speak to, it's Kimberly, she really speaks for so many of us. Here we go.
Hi there, my name is Kimberly Cruel, and I live in California with my family. My 2 girls are 19 and 16, and my husband just turned 55. He has had Alzheimer's. Well, he was diagnosed a little over 5 years ago, but I would say the disease has probably been around 7+ years in him. We started off on a journey probably about 8.5 years ago together, and he became sober successfully. But after that, his memory wasn't quite right. And I noticed that he was having short-term memory loss, and then it turned into cognitive issues that were just ever so mild.
And I'd say probably about a month ago, the leader of our support group sent a note out to those of us that do have younger children in it, all three of us. And we individually reached out immediately and connected with Diana and the team at Lorenzo's house. This was a dream come true, but it became even more essential when I had the initial call-in with the other parents, and we realized that it isn't just our kids that hold something in common. It isn't just our kids that need something. It's us. We need it too, because your friends, your family, those around you that think that they understand, they don't. They're not with you day by day. They're not helping you be patient and be loving and be kind. And this disease makes it so hard to do that on a day-to-day basis. So, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for what you gave to my kids. They found a place where it feels safe, and they found other kids who can relate. And I guess I can say that I found the same. I connected with Diana. I have a wonderful miniature support group out here with a couple of women, and we are growing our relationships and growing our support. But I look forward to the opportunity to have Lorenzo's house be in our lives and be a steady part of that support, something we can give back to, something that we can get from, and a way for us all to get through this together. So thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Hi there. Well, there's nothing like seeing yourself on video again and again. So I'm Kimberly, and as Diana said, we met when the camp was starting off and we were doing signups, and I think we all came together as parents one night and we started chatting. And then Diana and I started talking offline and realizing that we want a camp, or we want something that will help each other, hold each other up. And that's where the concept of angel partnerships comes in. Care partners are really emotional mentors, and it's an exchange. I think the vision here is somebody who is in a position where they are a caregiver or a family of caregivers, and they're coming into the spotlight of realizing that their loved one has dementia, young onset particularly, and they don't know what to do and they don't know where to turn. And I know that when I started out on this journey, I was throwing a lot of support groups. I tried to participate, and I just said, these aren't my people. I mean, I feel what they're going through, but you know, I have a career. I work a 60+ hour work week, and I raise 2 kids, and I'm a full-time caregiver, and I'm up constantly throughout the night with my husband, and I have wild and crazy things I have to accomplish every day. And as I started talking to Diana and the other parents, we all started to realize that we were all stretched for time. We were all searching for answers, and that each one of us had perspectives we could share, tidbits of help of how to get through this or that. And so the concept of angel partnerships should really be about those that are further along in the journey, taking somebody under their wings that is new to this, and then having it be reciprocal, right? Building each other up. Having a bad day, call that person. Don't know what to do or who to call or how to reach out, you know, call that person. And it's not leaning on one person, it's leaning on a group. I think that, you know, it's been mentioned a few times about sisterhood or camaraderie. We are a tiny but mighty group of caregivers out there for the young onset. And most people don't realize it's going on, and it's growing in this country through misdiagnosis. And it takes years to figure this out because most doctors just don't want to even think in this age group about testing somebody for Alzheimer's or other related dementia diseases. So when Diana spoke to me about would I be willing to sort of start this journey and begin mentoring and begin having these partnerships, I was thrilled to be part of it, because I wish that when I started out, somebody would have handed me a website and said, go to this web address and sign up, and here you go. There's people out there that can relate to what you're going through. So it's really all about being connected and being supportive and supported and staying connected, because I know that most of us in this position have days where we want to just crawl up in a ball and you just don't know where to turn to. So knowing that there is a team of people out there that we can just press a button on our phone and have that moment where somebody helps lift you up is just, I think, priceless. Every day I have questions. Every day my husband's disease throws curveballs at my family. And knowing that there's somebody out there who might have an answer or a suggestion or might say, I'm going through the same thing too, it just means a whole lot. So this disease is life challenging. It's life challenging for my husband, for me, for my daughters. Every day is bringing unexpected changes and challenges. And with the support and connections that I've made through Lorenzo's House, I'm able to not feel alone as I face each and every day. I really want to thank Diana and everybody at Lorenzo's House for their support and for building this project. And I hope that I can remain a part of it ongoing and help other people as they come through that door. It's a journey.
Thank you. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you so much for sharing so much of you. So grateful that you can do that for us so that we can all understand deeper this journey. And at Lorenzo's House, while we are constantly working to shift the narrative and to live in the light, we are building together and we are growing together, and we also grieve together. And tonight I felt it was really, really important to spend 2 minutes in remembrance of families here who are a part of our community, Lonnie Lawrence and Elliot Green. We will take time together in community to remember Lonnie, who is the beloved husband of Christy and the beloved father of Amina and Amaya, and to remember Elliot, who's the beloved husband of Clodagh and the beloved father of Liam and Nora. And I've asked Rahul, who's a dear friend of Lorenzo's House and a musician, to spend just a couple minutes leading us in remembrance. Rahul.
As we create community, let's take a moment to remember and reflect. As we acknowledge the loss of beloved members of Lorenzo House's community, we invite all of us to lift each other up. So let's take a moment to breathe together for 3 intentional breaths. First, let's take a deep breath to acknowledge those who have touched our lives and are no longer with us. Next, let's take another breath to embrace and embody the best in what our loved ones gave to us. And lastly, let's take a breath to give ourselves the strength to continue to lift one another up in challenging moments and to make sure each other's lights remain ignited as brightly as possible.
Thank you, Rahul. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, and so touching and so necessary, and so Lorenzo's house. We have this constant sort of line that we use here is that we walk together and never alone. And so I thank you all for taking a moment tonight to stand with us. To shift gears a little bit, you know, as we talk about shifting the narrative at Lorenzo's house, we talk about shifting that narrative from isolation to connection, from sorrow to joy, from stigma to acceptance, and from dark to light. And so this next piece is a slideshow of those families walking with younger onset Alzheimer's and also shifting the narrative with Lorenzo's house. So, you know, I'm so lucky to have these families in my life. So thank you to all of the families here and to so many others that we didn't get your photographs, but Lorenzo's house is a healing place. So thank you for that. And there's this next sort of shift in the evening, but the theme stays the same, which is light, right? Have people noticed there is a theme out there? And it is light. So let us walk in the light. We have something really exciting happening now. We're going to segue to something we call our very first We Bring Light Award at Lorenzo's house. So We Bring Light Award is, I get to talk about this incredible man who really illuminates. He's a guy who we have all fallen in love with, and I'm going to bring his name in at the end. But Lorenzo's house, the We Bring Light Award, is really about someone who embodies our values of integrity, our values of living in a growth mindset, our values of innovation and creativity, entrepreneurial thinking, and really living on the right side of history is what this man always says to me. And this year, I am so incredibly proud and so honored to share with you that Bill Lowe is our We Bring Light Award recipient. And I wish that we were in a room where we could hear how exciting that is. Bill Lowe, woo-hoo! Yeah, Bill Lowe is that would be Rahul. Bill Lowe is the CEO of Chicago Methodist Senior Services. Bill and I met over 2 years ago just about 2 years ago now when I shared this idea with him. We had known each other actually in the past because through his son. However, when I shared the idea of Lorenzo's House with Bill, he was the guy who saw an idea and saw the potential in it. It was Bill who said yes to Lorenzo's House. It was his entrepreneurial mindset. It was his wanting to do what's right for people. He is a risk taker, but he can also see what needs to be done. Lorenzo's House is like the nest inside CMSS right now. And if not for Bill, we would not be where we are. So when I think about our 2021 We Bring Light Award recipient, it was without question Bill Lowe. So Bill, here you go virtually. Look how beautiful this is. Can you get that? Can you grab that? And if you can take that, Bill, it's yours. Congratulations.
Thank you. I virtually accept that award and with gratitude. So when I met the kindred spirit for the first real intense time, we decided at our first meeting that we were going to work together to make Lorenzo's House happen. And we spent the summer of 2020, the year of COVID, researching and planning and plotting the way that we were going to make this happen. We learned a lot, and we were prepared to move quickly. And if CMSS has enabled Lorenzo's House to be 6 months or a year ahead of where it might have been, then it was a good investment on our part. So thrilled to and motivated and grateful for those that have shared their story. It just shows that Diana was right. There's a need, and it's being addressed, and that there were people just waiting for Lorenzo's House. So this is so cool. I love partnerships and innovation in leading a social impact organization. So when I get a chance to meet someone like Diana, who I instantly believed in, this was easy. She's a master innovator in meeting human needs. And for the second time in her career, she's been Rookie of the Year. So we are so lucky to have this leader at the helm. I'm so grateful, to be a part of this team. So I thank you for the award, and I am really pleased to be on the Lorenzo's House team.
Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. My name is Constance Brasher, and I am so honored to be with everyone this evening. This has been pretty incredible to see this evening. I heard of Lorenzo's House, but I received my first real introduction when I attended the Zoom Young Professionals event some weeks back. And one of the things that really stood out to me was the emphasis on family support. And of course, as you're hearing even through all these videos, not just general support, but a true pillar of their organization. And I find that just so incredible. Also, it resonated with me that even although very different, some similarities, having been a supporter of a family member who had cancer, and seeing the changes of a loved one, and recognizing how crucial the support I had and what that meant for our journey in the experience. So that impact on the family, just making such a impact on how we go through this journey that we're on. Also, with nearly 15 years of experience working with older adults, a significant population working with adults with memory loss. Oftentimes, especially in senior living, I'm working with those that are 80 years old or older, And oftentimes, right, of course, they're the primary focus. And then subsequently, we're supporting families. But with Lorenzo's House, they're making that support of families that priority parallel to the support for their loved one with younger onset. So just a fascinating concept that really drew me in when I was learning more at their event. Another piece that was just great to see was all of the young adults that were motivated, excited, proud to talk about this organization, talk about dementia, talk about their support and how involved they are and want to be. Oftentimes over the years, I've been the youngest or one of the youngest individuals in the room discussing dementia care, how to support caregivers, how to just make an impact in this field of aging. And to be in that room and to see the energy and the joy, I think we've seen a lot of that. It's not all sadness and sorrow when you think of it, right? As most your average person may do. We're bringing light. Lorenzo's House is bringing light. So to see that joy and energy, it was truly inspiring. And so much so, when I got off that Zoom event, I called my sister right away. And I said, we're so close. I said, I have to do something. I have to do something. So one of the quickest things I did was made a donation. And I was so pleased to do that, so excited to do that. And I can't wait to see all the amazing things, more things that Lorenzo's House brings to this world and all the people that need their support. So thank you so much, Diana and your Lorenzo House team, for all that you're doing, all that you're going to do. And of course, thank you very much for having me on for this event.
Thank you. Thank you, Constance. Hey, there you go. Thank you, Constance. Thank you, Constance. When you see Constance, you just want to be in the same room with her. I met Constance about maybe 6 months ago, and then I kind of reconnected with her recently. And her passion for this space is contagious. And so I said, please come and join us and say a few words tonight. And it's a great segue because it's 10 minutes to, or I want to be on time here. We've got another just few minutes, and I want to bring a closing to this and use Incredible Constance as a segue. Lorenzo's House is a non-for-profit organization, which means that we are constantly looking for people to engage in a variety of ways. One of the things that we did was we launched our first fundraising campaign on the last week of September. I'm looking at my calendar over here. It was a 3-month campaign, and our goal was to raise $150,000. And I am so unbelievably overwhelmed at the donations that have come in because of this idea and because of the voices of the people. It has been phenomenal. We have in 2 months, over 100 donors. And we have raised $134,000, $134,600 against, I wish I could hear you all. It's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. So our goal was 150. We have 31 days yet to give, but I wanted to share that with you because everyone who's on this call in some way, shape, or form has connected and given. And whether it is $10 or more, everything matters. And I wanted to segue that into when we walk this together, there's so many ways to get involved. And the various ways to get involved are, you can introduce us to individuals you might know who are families who are in need of support, introduce us to experts in the field, introduce us to potential partners, introduce us to new friends. Introductions are so important because at Lorenzo's House, we get how to turn those introductions into meaningful relationships and then plug folks into places where they can be a part of our community. So introductions are huge. So please think about who might want to learn more about us. And this video is recorded, so tomorrow it will be sent or it will be uploaded. It will be sent to you, and then you can always forward it and share it with someone. I think that's what we're doing, something like that. Or it will be on our website, but it will be accessible. So introduce us. Follow us on social media. I know I'm not a big social media person. I'm now trying to be. I've been told I'm supposed to be, but on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on Twitter and on Instagram, those are the faces. So following us matters because people see that footprint, and funders look for that footprint. A lot of big foundations are looking for that as well. So please follow us and spread the word about Lorenzo's House on social media. Donate to our mission. And donating financially to our mission is always great if it feels right, if it makes sense for you. We all give in some way to places that mean something to us. And if it feels right, then give. Or if it doesn't feel right, then who might it feel right to? But donating to our mission matters. Volunteer with us. You can sign up and volunteer with us. We're building out really unique ways to volunteer virtually. And then sign up for our newsletter so that you can learn more. So those are 5 awesome ways that you can get involved with Lorenzo's House. And if you can think of a 6th or a 7th, please put it in the chat. But I am going to close out the evening by just saying thank you so much for bringing light. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you for walking with Lorenzo's House. Stay close. We need you. There's so much building to do. There's so much important work to do in this space, and it is going to take a village, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it. Thank you for taking time with us. Have a good evening.